Welcome, one and all, to another episode of the fucking Freak Zone. That's right, everybody. We're gonna have a great time today. We're drinking tea. We're sipping some of that hot, good stuff. I got some caramel sleepy time tea at my side, ready to go for this amazing stream. And coming back, the return, the legacy continues. They counted him out. They threw him. They talked shit about him the whole time. They kicked him down. They said he could never make it. They said he was washed up. They said he was a failure. They said he should have never even.
Okay, that's plenty. I think they get the point.
They gave a thumbs down on Yelp, and he's still open for business. Let's introduce him.
Jamie VA coming in hot as Kraype with the peppermint white chocolate tea. That is my hot brew.
We're all jealous. We all want some of that good peppermint hot tea. So yeah, welcome back to the stream, Mr. Kraype.
No, that was my father. You can just call me Kraype.
Is Kraype's parents Mr. and Mrs. Kraype?
As far as he knows.
That's true.
I bet in his head he thinks of them as such. It's not like he knows their names or anything.
That's
exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna get started with another. We got back-to-back solo streams this weekend, so let's have some fun. So last time when we saw our adventurous little rascal Kraype skittering around doing his thing was the Among Us episode. We all know the Among Us episode is the best stream that we've ever done. It's fucking amazing. Kraype unfortunately suffered quite a bit during that episode, having been taken out at various points, and at the end he was poisoned by a poison gas that Vaughn released into the vents. And he got a nat 1 on that roll. And I joked at the time that Kraype would be out for like a month or something like that. And canonically in-game, that seems to be what happened. So
had to commit to the bit. I mean, it hit so hard that it affected me in real life, and I had to take a couple months break.
Yeah. So we had a little bit of a hiatus, but we're bringing him back into the fold. So we are going to join Kraype. We're going to emerge into the fuzzy, hazy darkness of Kraype's unconscious comatose state. And we're going to take a little look at what Kraype's having kind of dreams about right now. And we see Kraype as you're in your slumber and your kind of unconscious mind explores. Kraype, last time we saw him, managed to defeat his hated enemy Fenris, and with Fenris fresh on the mind, we join Kraype, remembering the last time he had seen Fenris before he murdered him. We find him all aboard. Hold on. Fuck me. I had to think of. Oh, god damn it. I never think of good names for shit.
What ship are you trying to name here?
I got it. It's La Lagartija. Tija. How do you pronounce J's in Spanish?
You pronounce J's like H's.
So Lagartija.
How are you thinking it's spelled?
L-A space L-A-G-A.
Yeah.
Hold on. I may have...
Where's the J?
Okay, one more time.
Is there a J?
L-A space Lagartija. La lagartija. I didn't ever learn Spanish.
Lagartija? Okay, okay, okay.
Lagartija. I just looked it
Yeah,
up
just
and
get used to the pronunciation.
it says it's Spanish for lizard. I learned French, so don't
Oh, okay.
fucking come at me about not knowing Spanish, okay?
That's
I
true. You're fluent in French and moved to France. That's
I'm
your
not fluent in
lore.
French. I know un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit, neuf, 10, and then I can probably go to about 25-ish on numbers, and I can
Well, you
say
pass. I mean, you passed 10. That's like the bar for being fluent in any language. So.
that's the standard. I okay, I'm fluent in
Hmm.
Japanese, all right? Listen, I don't need to know Spanish, all right? It's fine. Um okay. So, anyway, I just googled it and it said that means the lizard. So that's what it's called. So, Euroboard, this was formerly a pirate space vessel, which was retired, kind of like docked, and became the home for the mafia family, the Zukas. Um, this was Kraype's home for quite a while, um, and we kind of zoom in on Kraype's room as he is awoken by sounds of destruction and violence occurring downstairs. Whereabouts in the ship do you think Kraype would have been sleeping?
Um, hmm. I guess it depends on the layout. How big was the ship we're talking here?
It's pretty large. I would say a little bit bigger than the RV Oswald. And there's like rooms all about, just kind of carved out for different people.
Okay. I I would think he's either in like the engine room or a room similar to where he ended up in the Harvey Oswald, where it's just like storage or something.
Gotcha. So he kind of
So,
is sleeping in like this back kind of area. Probably
hmm.
yeah, probably alone in that case. Um, yeah, Kraype is awoken to like the sounds of like combat and violence and stuff occurring on like the lower decks or like the ground floor essentially of this ship. What did he do at that time?
um, I would imagine he just at first was confused and then looked around in the ship to see if something was malfunctioning. But then after that, it'd be like, oh no, everything is fine. So it must be outside. And then kind of like maybe at first just start to walk, but then listening to the sounds, realize, oh, maybe this is serious and start to sneak instead towards wherever the sound seems to be coming from.
Um, as sorry, as Kraype sneaked towards the lower decks to kind of like peek through one of the trap doors to see what was going on through like the cracks. I suppose you could give me a perception check actually.
Okay. Let's see.
Uh, which by the way, you are
Wait,
level
was
5
it?
currently. You've leveled up since last time. And you got uncanny dodge now,
Oh,
which we can talk about later if it comes up.
ooh, I like the sound of that. Uh, Dang it, was it
It should
because
be
of
check
the break? I don't
perception.
remember if it was. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I just don't remember if it was exclamation mark or slash. It's exclamation mark, right?
Yes, yeah, exclamation.
That's not right. Uh-oh.
Um, as you peek your head down, you see there's just like a like a rush of like flame on the ground below you that temporarily like blinds you, and you like jumped back, um, recoiling from the sight, as your sensitivity to like bright lights, like you just kind of like instinctively recoil. Um, as you like jump back, you feel like a hand on your back kind of like grasp you, and then bending down low to your level to kind of like speak into your ear. You see Captain Kazuk, the legendary pirate and now leader of the family. Um, you see he is a lizard folk, so he's a different type of lizard race than Kraype is. Rather than be a small red lizard, you see he's like a humanoid,
Mhm.
like fairly tall. He is green, but you see he has more of like a kind of like almost like a iguana or like Komodo dragon look to him. He has like this big kind of like fin kind of on his back, and like a this like larger like kind of throat, and these just kind of like colorful like webbing and stuff as you go down. Um, you see he's wearing his signature like brown pirate hat on his head, and he has the navy blue pirate coat, which the audience would recognize as being the hat and coat that Kraype currently wears. You see on Captain Kazuk it is a like more of a fit for him, as it's pretty oversized on Kraype. Um, but yeah, you see him kind of grab you and like bend down close to your ear and just kind of like whisper to you. He says, "Kraype, we need to get out of here. There's no time. Follow me."
What? What do you mean there's no time?
We must escape. He's making quick work of our team. Let's go quickly. And you see
Who's he?
he like without answering anything just dashes off towards you. See there's like a ladder leading up to the roof.
Oh well, well now I have to go after him.
Cool. Yeah, you see you scuttle alongside. You see he uh, uh, upon being on the roof, you see it's like raining, and you can now being outside, you can kind of like smell like the smoke coming from like the lower levels of the ship, even more clearly. Um, you see he bends down to you and says, "Quickly, hide somewhere." And he like climbs back down the ladder, and closes the trapdoor above him.
Okay, well, I guess I will hide somewhere. I mean, that's something that I'm good at anyways, and I'm pretty startled at this point.
Yeah, go ahead. Give me a stealth check. 13. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, you hide away kind of. There's like not really a lot of hiding places on this roof, but you kind of get over to the edge where it's like curved a little. You struggle to get down
Okay.
like too far because it's like slippy and wet from like the rain, but like you are like somewhat concealed from like line of sight from people who would like come up here. Um,
Okay, so I'm lucky enough that there's a bit of a lip to it that I
yeah,
can press my body down.
exactly. So you just kind of like flatten. Go ahead. If you could also give me one more perception check.
Yeah, I think I would like to see who's doing this. Hopefully I can this time.
13. You do not see who's doing this. But you do
Aww.
from your position at the lip, where you are now. You get kind of like a glimpse of the entrance. And you see uh, uh, like slain at like the gate of the ship before like anyone who even entered would like come on. You see like beheaded Jax, who was the wife of Captain Kazook, another lizard folk, and talented sword fighter. You see like rapier in hand, like her body just like bloody on the ground, like decimated. You remember Jax as being the one who taught you how to play accordion, and took also kind of a parental role towards you.
Oh no. I don't know what to do.
As you
I
are,
would just see that and
yeah.
well, there goes my world. Like it's collapsing in front of me.
Yeah, no, there's definitely like a like things start to like vision starts to kind of distort. Um and Kraype is like in a bit of a state. You see the trapdoor swings open once again, and Captain Kazook sprints up. You see he quickly like eyes start around towards you, and then he looks away from you and keeps his like vision fixated on like the trap's door as you hear like more footsteps coming up. But you see he signals to you in thieves' cunt using like a few like subtle like hand gestures, like
Yes.
don't move basically.
Um, I think I would have struggled with moving or doing anything anyways, since I'm just thrown into this horrible event and just saw somebody who I knew dead. And I guess I'm lucky then that it's raining. I don't have to worry about hiding any tears.
You know you would get shit for that. Um, amongst this crew. Yeah, you see as you like lie flat like waiting in silence, you see just for the first time this like hulking like werewolf push his way out of the trapdoor. You see just like truly monstrous in size, like he like breaks like the sides of like things as he like steps through. You see he is like covered in like scorch marks and like slashes, and his whole maw and like front of his like fur is just like stained red with like blood. As
Oh, but
he
who's?
as he steps out, and you see the captain whips out his rapier, and points it towards him. You see la it's la lengua de la muerte, or the tongue of death. Sorry, Spanish speakers. um, you see he whips out like this his famous black blade and points it at the wolf. And you see he says, "So you have come for me at last, amigo. But it is here you will meet your end. You will come no further." You see the werewolf says, "Enough of the talk. It's time for you to die." And you see him goes, "Not so fast. On guard!" And they begin to duel. Ching, ching, ching. You see, it gets like very intense. He just like, he like one after one like keeps getting these like jabs in the whole while he's like talking and like insulting the
Oh, you're
werewolf.
saying the captain is getting the jabs in?
Yes, the
Like
captain's getting these
physically
like
and rhetorically?
physically and rhetorically. You see like um he often talked about like the tongue of death like relying on his like verbal jabs to like become even stronger and like disarm his opponent. So you see like each time he like makes one of these jabs, he's just like, "You come alone. It seems you are very powerful, but I wonder, do you have any social life?" Just like trying to like roast him in like all these different ways. And you see the werewolf like again and again like is getting these like claw slashes in and like tearing into his chest and stuff like that. Um, you see he manages to cut off like the tip of the werewolf's ear. Um, but at last, after watching this battle go down, you see him succumb and like uh, be just like pushed to the ground by like this massive claw as it just like begins to like rake into his chest and like try and like pull out his heart. um you see his like head kind of like rocks back briefly, and he makes eye contact with you again.
The captain does?
Yes. And you see he like uh yeah, his like hand kind of like limply reaches up and begins to like slowly sign towards you. um in Thieves' Con. Again, Thieves' Con is like the secret language that pretty much is just like symbolizing things to you to be like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
like you can only really communicate like practical things through Thieves' Con in that sense. So, you see, he just is able to sign to you like, basically the sign to mean like, um, carry on the job, like make sure the objective is accomplished. In Thieves' Camp, which you take to mean like carry on without me, basically.
Oh, I see. Oh.
You see, the werewolf like rips a mouthful of blood, chewing up the heart of the captain, and just leaves like the kind of blood-stained corpse with like the clothes and the hat like just left there. You see he lifts the rapier out of the ground, sheathes it and carries it with him, throws it into like a sack that he's carrying with like a bunch of other like gold and possessions he seems to have looted from the ship, and just kind of like looks behind him and leaps off of the ship into the night.
So that's how the sword got misplaced too. And I imagine at that point in time, there wouldn't have been much my character could do anyways, even if he could bring himself to do anything. Which at that point, I'm sure is just a helpless bystander.
Yeah, I mean, I think
And I'm sure. Oh,
all
sorry. I was just gonna say, I'm
oh,
sure he
you're good.
feels guilty about that forevermore too.
Definitely. But I mean, like, also, like, he would have, I don't know if he would have surveyed the ship, but, like, he would have found the rest of his crew, like,
Hmm.
also single handedly taken down by this guy. So it's like, you know,
Oh, consider the captain's wife was seen dead, and then made it all the way to the top of the ship and killed the captain. If they weren't already dead, they soon would have been
mm,
anyway.
yeah. Um, and,
But
yeah, sorry, go ahead. You,
uh,
please wrap
I,
this
I
up.
just I just wanna clarify then that Fenris or the wolf that
mm,
was there
mm,
didn't see me then.
mm. Never once saw you.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, you were able to retrieve the captain's hat and coat, and start life anew. Um, but
If you
as
call that living.
if you call it living, as you kind of like awake from this like stressful kind of like memory, um, your like eyes just kind of like squint and peer out. They're just kind of like crusted over, and you find yourself in like on a cold kind of like feels like ceramic kind of almost like floor beneath you. Um, you look up and like you see there's like these bright kind of like fluorescent lights like shining down on you, and you just like your vision kind of like only sees white for a little bit. As you do your best to adjust, you make out that you're in this kind of like seems to be like this small kind of like bubble that's just kind of like bright white.
Bubble of bright light, and then the light is coming from one source though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there seems to be like this big kind of like fluorescent kind of like you can't make out the shape of it because you it's like really hard for you to look directly at it, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, some sort of like fluorescent light coming from like the center of the kind of top of this bubble. Um,
Mm-hmm.
uh, yeah, your whole body like aches. You feel like malnourished, dehydrated. You're immediately hit with like this smell of like rotting. Um, you just and like garbage, like uh,
Oh.
uh, you
Oh well, the garbage I'm used to.
the garbage
That
you're used
that's
to.
not so bad.
Rotting meat, you're kind of like ugh. Uh, and yeah, you slowly kind of like try and sit up your like aching body. Um, let me know what you want to. I feel like even like to look at something is like very difficult for Kraype in this situation because he's just like in close proximity to like a light. So let me know like what if you try and
Mm-hmm.
look around the room at yourself, like um uh yeah, what steps you try and take.
Yeah, and I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure with an artificial light if it's going to affect me all that much at all. The light sensitivity, I mean,
That's fair.
does that still factor in, or is it maybe just
Um, let's look it up.
or
Sunlight sensitivity, artificial light. Um,
if there's nothing definitive, just up to your discretion.
let's see. Hmm. Uh, I think so. It would depend on the kind of light. You find this light to be harsh,
Oh,
which implies to you that it's coming from some sort of like magical source rather than a um technological source.
oh, so through my light, through that light sensitivity that I have innately, I'm able to kind of tell if it's natural, artificial, or magical by the way that it affects me.
Yeah, if it were like purely like artificial light, then you would have an easier time with it. But you're like, this is either the sun in
Oh,
a room with me or some sort of magical light.
damn those bastards! They got the sun in here with me. Although
um,
I guess that would stroke my character's ego, and be like, oh, they had to lock me up with the literal sun.
uh,
No, you before before you said as I was waking up, kind of sitting up as well. Am I simply on the floor or
uh,
some sort of object, furniture?
yeah, I guess you kind of like feel around and like look down. You see you're on this like bright white kind of like ceramic-ish seeming like surface that seems to form like just kind of like a donut within this room. So you see there's actually like a
Huh?
bottom to this bubble which is like open in like the center.
And I'm sitting in the center?
You're sitting on the donut, so not in the center.
A ceramic donut.
As your eyes kind of like adjust in this room, you make out you see that there seems to be like a television sitting in the corner. And you see that there is seems to be like a kind of some sort of like toilet thing that looks like it flushes at least, which is good. Um, and a you also notice what looks to be like a camera in this room as well. Up a little
Ah, they're
bit higher on the
surveilling me, huh?
wall. Um, you also kind of like take a look at your get up, and you see that you're wearing a white and black stripy prisoner's outfit.
Oh, well, all right. You know what? I commend them on taste. It's a classic look.
I can't fault them for this one.
Well, with that, I mean, looking at that immediately, that tells me that, oh, I'm a prisoner. Like, this makes sense. They like
Yeah,
seeing that it's okay. They got it right. They know how prisons work
they know
based
what
off of
prisons
his
are.
like limited understanding of being in a prison.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense as well because like you have no like last thing that happened you got poison gassed by Vaughn, like that's your last memory before you like went unconscious,
Hmm.
and you were on the ship with your crew. So without that clue, you might have like struggled to understand what the situation was. But seeing your prison, you're filled with a sense of comfort knowing that you are indeed in prison, and your number is fucking
The
two four
mafia
six seven
boys
one.
always warned me that maybe I'd show up in here.
um, yeah, but yeah, you see, you don't have any of your like items or possessions currently on you. Just your this like prisoner's outfit.
Uh, that bites, but it tracks. I think
Yeah.
immediately in my head, like, yeah, I get that I'm in prison now, but now the first thought in my head is like, who sent me here? Like, did Dex finally get fed up with me? Or it was Vaughn who poisoned me. Maybe he threw me in here too.
Who sold you out?
You know? Yeah, exactly. Who sold me for a chump change?
Yeah, you try and figure out like what's going on, but I mean you're pretty much stuck here with like time to contemplate. Uh uh Let me know if you
Hmm.
take any action in that time before something happens.
You said you said there was a TV
Yeah,
screen?
there's it looks like to be like an old like CRT style TV.
Yo, they got a CRT?
Yeah.
Uh, does it have any knobs or dials, or is it
There's a
showing
button.
anything? Is it just
There's a power
like
button.
a single of what?
There's a power button, and there's channel and volume controls.
Just, oh, okay, okay. Well, I want to watch what's on TV then.
Cool. You switch
The
on
only thing to
the
do.
power button, and you immediately cut to you see it switches onto like a news channel, um, and you see that there is a like um fishman reporter wearing these like glasses, and he kind of straightens his tie and goes because you don't speak that language, and you see he uh uh like kind of like pans over, and there's like an image of Fenris appears on the news, um and then you see it kind of like slides away, and then you see images of you and Fouchette appear, um, and like big red words like stamped on there in like a language you don't understand. Um, and then it's like mugshots of you and Fouchette, and then you see
Oh,
a little video footage taken by someone's like cell phone. It's in like portrait mode, as you
gross.
it's of you and Fu falling out of like the government building of Jupiter, of like the central palace, with some like documents in hand, with Fouchette with like the mustache on, and like Fouchette attempting to like talk to people and offering them snacks, and you saying something about we need to get out of here, and the two of you rushing off into the crowd. Um, then you see like um, a bunch of like lines start to like come off of you. So you see there's a line from you to a mugshot of gold cocaine, and then a line from him to mugshots of Dex, Vaughn. You see a line go to Tad Comets, who's like a celebrity. He's the equivalent of Mr. Beast. And then you see another line go to like a little question mark. And then you see a line go from Fouchette to Cinch Warhog, who I don't think you would recognize. You can maybe give me a history check.
I probably wouldn't.
Give me a history check for the next person that's about to appear on screen. 7. On a 7, I feel like you would at least know who the president of the free world is, because that you then see a line go from
The
Cinch
free
Warhog
worlds.
to Adelia Warhog, who is the president of
Or-
Mars. And yeah, like,
Oh, okay. Okay, you mean of the free world as in because Mars is free?
yeah, I mean it's like how most people in any country know who
Or
the president of America is. Like that's what you're looking at. um,
mhm.
so yeah, you see a image of the president. So you see like food 2 steps away from the president, and then you gold cocaine once with a connection to Tad Comets, and then just like all your faces on, and just like a bunch of like talking and discussion. You see a fight, some sort of tournament battle with all your like the rest of your crew without you, like fighting in like this big arena. You see gold cocaine, Dex wearing a mask of Vaughn, and Tad Comets, the celebrity, like cheering and saying that they were part of Captain Fouchette's crew, and throwing out like the names of everyone in the crew. And you see, yeah, just all sorts of crazy stuff. And then you see yeah, like once again, image of Fenris and image of this blonde orc man, and like a line drawn between them.
Is this all real? Wait, where am I dead? What day is it?
What year is it?
When am I?
When am I? Who could I be? As you are hanging out here, you hear a just like a come from kind of the center of the donut, and then and then you hear a blah, 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 blah.
What? Excuse me?
Blah, blah, blah.
Is the donut itself talking? What am I?
You hear
Who's
it sounds
there?
like a
Where's
voice coming from the center of the donut,
Oh,
like kind of
wish to
below the
peer
floor
into
you're
the
standing on.
donut.
Sorry, what'd you say?
I wish to peer into the center of the donut.
You peer down, and you see, kind of in the center of the donut, like just below, there seems to be, or, yeah, just below this like ceramic layer seems to be like this like, light blue kind of like magical like, lasery looking wall, that looks to be made out of like, light, and you see looking up at you just like a smiling little jellyfish character.
What the? Are you a prisoner too? Are you doing a prison break? Can you get me out of here? What day is it?
You see the jellyfish just like looks up, like smiling at you, and just goes blah 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 blah. And holds up like a little plate of food. You see there's like a bunch of what look like to be like different like sea snails and like urchins and like oysters and stuff, just like on a dish. and a big glass of
Oh,
water.
I mean, oh, I am really thirsty and hungry, but not much of a pescatarian. If you catch my drift. I'm looking at the snails, and they're kind of gross.
One of them starts moving.
Ugh.
uh,
I reflexively smack it away.
you see the jellyfish goes, blah. He just kind of frowns.
Oh, if you love it so much, why don't you eat it?
You see the jellyfish once again like cocks their head at you, just like
Can you understand a word I'm saying? 'Cause I can't understand you. You're just kind of gargling. Do you even have a mouth?
blah 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 blah. They have a mouth.
Oh, they do. Okay. I, where would it even be?
It's like it's a cartoon jellyfish. It's like a jellyfish, but then like on the outer bell of it, it just has like two dot eyes and a little smiley face,
Really?
like a
Is it
really small face.
okay? Is the jellyfish wearing anything?
Um, doesn't seem to be. You see, it's like the head and then mostly tentacles, so you wonder if there's even really a place to put clothes on it. It's wearing a little sailor hat.
Oh.
uh,
Oh, that's a pretty great image.
yeah.
Oh, were you gonna say something, or did I
You see it like
misread
kind
that?
of like hesitates and looks at you. Um and then like moves some of its tentacles and makes the thieves can't symbol for like hello.
It is intelligent. I guess I'll say hello right back to Jellyfish Buddy.
Excellent. You see the jellyfish nods and then makes these kind of symbols. Again, these are all you have to like try and interpret these. Like I can only give you the
Mm-hmm.
meanings that they would have in the case of like a crime or a robbery. But it
Yes.
symbols to you like um the symbol that would mean like do you require any like tools for assistance?
Any tools for what?
Uh
Or
uh
just any tools?
any yeah, do you require any tools to yeah, accomplish your goal?
Yeah, well, I could get my own clothes back for one. And my sword and my gun.
Do you like gesture like pantomime
And
like
that magic. Clothes. I need my clothes back.
Oh, you see the jellyfish like nods enthusiastically.
So wait, isn't this is a prison, right? Are you some sort of warden? You seem like a pretty cool guy. So not the warden type. Are you my
Uh,
cellmate?
you see the jellyfish shakes head, no, not cellmate, and
Well,
nods like.
then what are you doing here with a bunch of slugs?
You see symbols guard.
Oh, and you seem kind of with it too. Although, uh, in some ways, maybe not with the whole talking. How do you learn thieves can't then?
um. Uh. You see it kind of pauses. There's not really like thieves count. There's pretty much like a binary like you're on you're like a good person, a good contact or a bad contact. There's like not much more specificity, so it just kind of says like good contact.
Yeah, he just says good contact.
Yeah, like learned it from a good contact.
Oh, pff. So I guess you just picked up thieves' camp as part of your job, huh? A real Boy Scout trying to get into behind enemy lines, so to speak. Uh,
um, you see the jellyfish leaves the plate and kind of like waves goodbye to you as you see like the one door closes and the other door opens. Um, so it's like it's basically like a if you think like a it's like a double doored thing, so they can come in one like from the outermost
oh,
door, leave the
yeah,
plate, and
as if
then
an airlock.
yeah, and then leave from and the outermost door would be on the bottom of the bubble, like the very bottom. So it can leave from the outermost door
Mm.
and then close it again. And leaves you with this plate regardless of weird urchins. Does Kraype try eating any of them?
He downs the water immediately, and then just starts, then just kind of pokes at the sea life.
Amazing. Yeah, you see this slug start like crawling around your little room very slowly.
Mm, I think I'll just keep it around as a pet for now.
um, you see, after a short time, the jellyfish returns with a freshly pressed prison uniform.
What? These are not my clothes. These are just the same as the stupid prison clothes you already gave me.
The jellyfish frowns.
What do you mean you're sad? You're sad. I'm sad.
You
And
see
I
the
don't
jelly.
even know where I am or what year it is yet.
You see the jellyfish like leaves the clothes and says, "Do you need any other tools?"
Food? Real food?
You see the jellyfish nods, and as they leave the clothes and are just leaving from the bottom of the bubble, looks kind of startled as they see some other figures approaching, and then like kind of like steps out of the way and like gestures and kind of like bows. Um, as you see two large uh, creatures come in. They look to be these like highly armored like prison guard looking type figures, each with like big kind of like spears at their side. Um, you see that they kind of look like they're maybe the size of like mermaid, like fishmen, um, but are like armored, so you can't really like see any of their physical appearance. Um, just these very imposing like with this like blackish blue armor, both kind of like come in. You see they close the outer door, open the inner door, and then like present you with like some handcuffs.
I'm sorry, what am I supposed to do? Am I arresting you? I mean, I'm in a prison already. Why are you gonna cuff me? I'm already in the prison. You have nowhere to put me.
You see they just kind of like stare off into the distance, like not reacting to a thing you say.
Do you even know where you are? Do you even know what those are? They're handcuffs.
Just it's just like a sound effect.
Okay, so there's the newscaster, the jellyfish. Does everybody here just speak fish?
They just stare.
Oh, and by the way, do you guys need a new pair of summer clothes? Cause I got this spare prison uniform, and the black and white never really goes out of style. I think it'd look real chic on you, and I just kind of throw it at one of them.
You see when the as soon as the clothes like hit, they just sort of like slowly slide down his armor, and then you see the like face like like slowly like turn to look at you, Um, and then you see hands the handcuffs to the one guard, um, and is gonna go ahead and attempt to just punch you. Um, uh, let's see.
Why? I didn't do nothing.
Let's see. What is that? Um, roll. Okay. I am rolled all day. That's a nat 20. Uh,
What? What kind of place is this?
okay, so holy shit, this thing is strong. What
Cool.
is
Am I
that
gonna
gonna
be
be?
knocked out for another month?
3 more months go by. No, it's okay. 14 damage to Kraype. You do, by the way, have your
I
uncanny.
just woke up.
You have your uncanny dodge ability, which I feel like would be a good time to explain now. Basically, it allows you to last minutes dodge out of the way of attack that is going to hit you, and halves the amount of damage that it deals to you. It consumes a reaction, so you can only use it once per like round of combat. But obviously, this is like the only thing happening to you in this like quote unquote round of combat, so there's no reason not to use it.
Yeah. And a single round of combat is what, 6 seconds
6 seconds,
or
yeah.
10?
It's how
Six.
long it
Okay.
takes to go from like top of the initiative to bottom and back again. So like it's you just think of it as like in between your turns, you can use it one time.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you may as well half it if you would like.
Absolutely, I would like to have it.
Okay.
These monolithic guards coming in, saying doing nothing, and then just gonna punch me in the face, try and do 14 health. Get out of here.
So you kind of like jump out the way and he ends up just like pounding on your tail. So you take 7 damage. Uh, uh, you then see the other guard is going to attempt to restrain you. If you would like to do anything, we can do like an initiative type situation. But let me know.
Oh yeah, sorry. I just was pulling up the D&D Beyond because it wasn't loading properly.
You're
And I
totally
got the hit
fine.
points. Yeah, I got the hit points adjusted now. Um, you said the other guard is trying to grab me, the one,
Yes, with the
not the
handcuffs,
one that punched me.
not the one that
Um,
punched you.
and when you said they had handcuffs, was it that they were like holding hands with the handcuffs as an in between, almost like they were both had
One
a hand on each part, or one of
one
them
passed it
was
over to
holding the
the other,
handcuffs?
so now only one has the handcuffs and is trying to cuff you, while the other just punched you.
Okay, the one that's going in and has the handcuffs fully in his hands. I got you.
Mm.
Um, well, the spare set of prison clothes are just on the ground, right? Or are they still like kind of on that one guard
I
that
think they
punched
slid down
me?
and landed on the ground.
Okay. If that's the case, then I want to try and grab them again, and
Mm.
then this time throw them like, well, if the guards are much bigger than me and the jellyfish guard got me a change of clothes that
Mm.
was actually my size, then I'd imagine it'd be way too small on them. So I could just like get the shirt, the top for it, and then put it over, like try putting it over top the head of one of the guards, and it just kind of like stop there at their shoulders. So I
Okay,
want to
so
try and
just
do that
blind
to
him
basically
basically.
like blind it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, go ahead. Give me a Let's do an initiative roll then. See who goes first. You will probably go
Okay.
before them. It's a 2. You literally cannot get worse than a 2
I
because nat ones don't apply on initiative. Because you have such high initiative.
just do it anyways.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
16. Okay, cool. So you are going to go ahead and run and grab. I suppose you'd be staying in combat range, so you wouldn't have to disengage. So you're gonna grab and attempt to
Yeah,
put
it's
it
at the
on.
feet of one of them.
I'm trying to think what kind of check this would be, because it seems kind of like a restraining check, but it isn't. Let's give you sleight of hand. I'll make it sleight of hand.
Yeah, I don't think it would be restrained.
I'm trying to think what the.
Also, thank you for making it sleight of hand
I mean, because
for
it
this
seems like a
character in
dex,
particular.
like it's a dex-based thing. Kraype wouldn't be trying to like
Yes,
wrestle.
that's what I'm trying to go with.
Oh.
To play to my character's strength. I'm not overpowering these two, not by any stretch of the imagination. So I just
I
slither
think your
around them.
mic is messing up again. Sorry. But
My bad.
you're good. But yeah. The sleight of hand. I'm trying to think what it would be contested with. Maybe their strength of just trying to like. We could go sleight of hand, sleight of hand. It's got to be a reaction based thing. Okay, yeah, I'll roll mine first. That's a 3. And that's a 17 from Kraype. Yeah, so you quickly scamper up, pull it over his head. Where would you like to end your turn? Would you like to stay on his shoulder? Would you like to? You still have a bonus action if you want to like disengage and try and get away. Get some distance. You could try and stealth. I don't know where you would plan on hiding, but you could.
Well, if I still have movement left to burn, I think what I would want to do is to jump on top of the head of the other guard who had punched me.
Okay.
And then taunt the guard who I just put the prison uniform over the eyes of.
Use your taunt ability. I think you actually have a fucking taunt ability.
I know I do. As I was saying that, I was trying to search for how it worked exactly.
Let's see. It should. I'm pretty sure it's a bonus action. Where is it? Is it an action?
Is it?
Oh, it's an action.
Destiny?
Well, hold on. What is the? It might have been updated.
No, that's not. Yeah, because I went to level 5 now.
It's currently under actions, but I'm gonna
If I can't use a special ability as part of it, I'm still just gonna make him upset or try and get his attention.
Let's see what it says. Bonus action taunt. Yeah. Which would give you and your allies advantage on attack rolls until the start of your next turn. Okay, I guess that wouldn't be that help. Yeah, unfortunately it wouldn't help. It would just give you advantage on an attack, which you can't necessarily do this turn. I'll give you a bonus action, like just intimidation check, basically. So it's not one of your, it's not like your ability. It's just like
an intimidation check.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess in a sense to get his blood boiling.
Yeah, if that's what you'd like to do.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do because I wanted to do that, then jump over like onto the head of the other one and taunt them and be like, "Oh, it's a shame it's not a fit on you." Oh, and you know what they say too about horizontal stripes? They can make you look a bit fat.
Amazing. Yeah, go ahead. Give me an intimidation check.
Oof, that's rough.
Uh, you see, yeah, you see, uh,
I guess they do speak fish, so
get,
maybe my biting words don't bite so hard.
yeah, they're just like he's making noise that's indicated his location. um, you see, one of them is going to use his turn to just rip the shirt off of his face. The other is going to grab the handcuffs from his friend and try and grab you. So it's going to be a athletics versus acrobatics situation. Or no. Initial
No.
grab would be athletics versus athletics. Yeah.
So I'm just rolling athletics,
Yeah.
or oh, okay.
Ooh, 13, not bad. Considering the -3.
Yeah,
19,
considering
unfortunately.
that.
um,
Ah,
yeah, you see, this the other one just like grabs you by the fucking scruff of the neck, just like slams you down on the ground, and hands behind your back and fucking cuffs you. The other one like rips off the shirt off of its face. Um, and you see, yeah, the one just like fucking picks you up under his shoulder. um, and they are
man,
getting ready to
prison
walk off.
sucks.
um, you see, one of them goes ahead and like reaches into his like armor, and pulls out what looks to be like a black bag, and just like shoves it over your head, and pulls like kind of like tries to tighten the knot so that you like kind of restricts your vision. Um,
Oh,
and then you feel like a kind of like metal collar being placed around your neck, and you hear a and give me a maybe we'll call it history check with advantage, because this was actually pretty recent for you.
on what? What am I? What
You're
am I
trying to
trying to
have you
gain?
recognized? Do you recognize this noise?
Uh,
13. Yeah, I think you would recognize it because you wore one recently when you were first freeing Fenris from his prison as a bubble helmet to allow you to breathe underwater.
oh, I see. Right.
Um,
Oh,
so yeah, you recognize that much, but your vision is obscured as you feel a shoom, shoom, both doors open, and just a your body is like plunged underwater, um, as you're being carried somewhere else in this facility. Um,
great. I just woke up and they're throwing me into the drink.
um, you're
I
carried
get.
around for a little while. Like I'm just like narrating what they're doing, so obviously like stop me at any point if
Yeah.
Kraype tries to make a break. But um,
I'm just trying to think. I guess in my head, I figured at this point, okay, well, I can't make a break with the handcuffs and
yeah, not in
the
this
sack over my head, but
circumstance.
maybe I should be adjusting my mindset, even if it's not realistic. Maybe I should be thinking, how would the greatest pirate who ever lived get out of this?
you're like you're thinking in your head, just like it's all about the mindset. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's also there's also like maybe a benefit to seeing things out. It's up to you how you want to play it. Um, if you
Well, the by any chance, because they put me in handcuffs. By any chance, before did I see on either the two guards or the jellyfish guard
mm,
uh, something resembling a key or keychain? Did they have any equipment
key,
whatsoever of any sort on them? That and then
mm,
well, aside from that, I also am wondering now if I could even perceive it. Like, is the jellyfish guard coming along too, or as far as I know, is it just the two big ones that restrained me?
Gotcha. Go ahead, give me a perception check. Um, because you were to see if you like noticed what kind of keys that they used when they were coming in. Um, and then give me another perception check with disadvantage to see if you can hear like around you, like how many people are swimming with you, basically. 13 on the first perception check.
The 12.
Is that a 12 on the second one? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
13 on the first perception check. You weren't able to see anything, but you did hear like a kind of like a beep beep sound both times when the jellyfish guard came in and also when the two big armored guards came
That did
in.
happen.
So you heard a beep beep, so you think like maybe there's some sort of like key card or something that but you think like yeah, all of them would have one on them. With that perception in terms of who's swimming with you, you can't necessarily make out you think the jellyfish would make like a lot less sound, so you can't like make out whether the jellyfish is accompanying you or not, but you are with you definitely can hear like the two big guards with you. In addition, I think
Yeah, the big
what would
boys.
be notable is like there's very occasionally you'll hear like another noise of like someone passing you in the opposite direction, but like that kind of noise is very limited. There's like not a lot of other people swimming around wherever you're going.
Ooh, okay. I must be a VIP then.
Cool. Let me know if you pull anything before they get to the next room, or you're just kind of like taking
Whether
notes, getting ready.
when they're taking me along, are they dragging me? Am I being walked
You
with?
are under the
Am I
arm
being
of one of
held?
them. One of them just like
It's
has you in like a arm lock or whatever, and has you cuffed, and that's how he's carrying
like a baby. My least favorite thing.
you. Like a fucking French baguette, right under the armpit.
Oh, that'll really enhance the aroma of the bread, surely.
um. Okay. Moving to the next room.
Uh, yeah, I guess I can't think of what other sort of senses I could employ. Well, they're fully armored, you said, right?
Yes.
The guards?
Yeah. 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 They seem
Okay,
like very tough customers.
so even where I'm okay. So even where I'm being held under the armpit, there's armor all along there that I'm pressed up against.
Yeah. Actually, give me a perception check on the feeling of the body pressed against you right now. I will say yeah, like it's all armored.
The feeling of his body up against
19.
mine.
You feel like this like coldness pressed against you, and you kind of hear like as one of your ears is kind of like pressed against this body, almost like this hollow rattling from like inside of the armor, like where you would expect. You have a great many times been
Oh,
held, carried around by Gold Cocaine, who is also like a pretty much fully armored guy. Um, and
okay, yeah.
Gold Cocaine is also a cold-blooded creature. Um, but you know the feeling of like a cold breathing body.
Hmm.
And this is not like there's no breathing and there's kind of like a hollowness there.
Oh, jeez. I get. Ooh. I guess it's a shame that I didn't study more. Maybe there'd be something about fish and the fish people and why they don't make any sense.
um, excellent. As you're carried along. Yeah. Sorry. Any more questions? Are you gonna try something, or are we gonna go to the next room? I keep skipping because I
Yeah,
keep
I don't.
forgetting if you have a plan
Well, I
already.
don't know. I still don't know what I would try right now.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Because I really fumbled the bag with that one turn of combat where I immediately got caught, restrained.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot you could do. I don't think. You are hear like a zip zip, another beep of like a card key, um, and you pull up and feel yourself being lifted out of the water, and you can tell that you're inside of like another sort of bubble room. You feel yourself kind of your body just kind of like thrown down on like a chair, and you like hear like the clinking of chains and like fiddling around. Um, uh, uh, you see there, you feel like cold like around your like ankles as like two more like chains are like kind of like put there. Um, and then you hear some more like shuffling. Uh, you feel the ring being lifted around from your face, like the bubble helmet, and finally you feel the bag being like ripped off. And you, once again, like light kind of flashes. Takes like a second for you to like adjust. And you find yourself in a room, sitting at a desk. And across from you, you see a mermaid fish woman sitting. She has just kind of like this like dark blue kind of like shade of lipstick on. Is wearing like a very formal kind of like looking suit, like a almost like the suit of like a politician or someone like that. Has like a little badge of like Jupiter on her. Um, and is just kind of like sitting like staring you down from like across the desk. Um, kind of like darting your head around the room. You see the two guards have like settled in like the back corners of the room. Um, and yeah, she sits across from you. And you see she speaks up in the common tongue and says, "Hello there. Crap, was it?"
It's Kraype. I shouldn't have expected too much from more fish people. I'm glad at least that you can speak a real language.
That's insanely racist.
Yes, well, I'm insanely pissed off at being in a prison.
That's so fucking good. You see, she smiles, kind of like amused. Um, you see, she says, "Listen, I apologize for any mistreatment. I see. Looks like the guards might have had to rough you up a little bit. Um, uh, I, I, sorry." She says, "Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Cordelia Thames. Thames, actually. Cordelia Thames. That's
I'm,
my fucking name
I'm,
that I have.
I'm sorry. Did you write it on your hand in Sharpie and it got smudged? 'Cause you
That's
swim
just all the
between places.
characters in this universe, because Mal has a hard time thinking of names.
Wait, it was Thames.
Yeah, like the River Thames.
Oh, okay. Like that's what I was checking for.
It's spelled
Because it's
Thames.
spelled stupid. Yeah, I know.
Fucking the British.
Because the
Anyway,
English don't know. Yeah, because the English don't even know how their own language they made up works.
yeah. You see, she's like, "My name is Cordelia Thames, and I have just a few questions I would like to ask you, if you wouldn't mind."
Yeah, if you answer some of my questions first.
Um, I'd be happy to oblige. I may be limited in some of the information I can give you, but yes, I would like to know, why is it that you think you're in here?
I don't know. thinking maybe my friends rented me out for money or something. There's a couple in the crew that I definitely wouldn't put it past. That or, I don't know, maybe you just caught me since I'm that big of a deal.
You see, she says, "Well, you have become quite important to us. Uh, Friends aside, I would say that we did bring you in here because, there was some nastiness involving you and some of your friends taking someone who's very important to us."
Oh, yeah? Somebody important to you? That's awfully vague.
I believe we both
We're
know
trying.
who we're talking about. Fenris. Fenris the Ferocious, the Wolfman.
Uh, okay. Glad that we're on the same page, sure. But as far as Wolfman goes, I'll have you know that he's been taken care of already.
Taken care of.
Well, I made sure that he wouldn't be any trouble in the future. And that certainly already ruffled some feathers amongst the crew. And I mean, I get it.
Did you kill
I know they're
Fenris the
probably,
Ferocious?
well, now I guess my concern is more so with the crew, how I'm gonna rectify that with them going forward, or like what I'm even gonna do now. I mean,
I'm sorry.
oh, I'm sorry. Did you actually care about him in some sort of way?
Do you understand how important that man is to us, Mars, Venus, the whole solar system?
I already get it. Fu was going on about how important he was and everything, but Fu wasn't there. Okay, the chain of command. I It's very important. I understand that. I know my place, but at the time, my place there, I was the acting captain. I had the authority, and I did what I needed to do. What I've always had to do, because I don't think you understand how important Fenris was to me. Not in the same way you think, though. No. His death was important to me.
Do you? I. Do, she like she just is like stuttering, like befounded at like. She's just like, you.
Well,
Do,
since it
do
seems like that's what all of your questions are going to be revolving around, it seems to be the most important thing to you. And yeah, I can get that Fenris being really important, but that's not important anymore. Can you just tell me, maybe, what day it is?
listen. Do you actually think that you're the only person who wanted to kill Fenris the Ferocious?
I don't care if it was me or 1,000 people. What I care about is that I made sure that he was dead.
Do you know who he was? What he was part of?
I I knew all I needed to know.
It seems like you didn't. It seems like you didn't know anything at all. You just because you had a personal
I knew
vendetta, you killed him.
I knew that he ruined everything that I had known.
He
And
killed
that's
the prime
plenty.
minister's son. You think the prime minister didn't want to stab him in the head? Of course he did.
don't care about the prime minister.
You
I
don't
don't know his
care about
son.
the
I don't know
prime
anything.
minister?
All I know is that he captain,
Listen,
and that's
he
all I needed to know.
he was part of Boongazar's crew. He was one of the big three aboard the Rat Bastard, the only surviving member of the people who managed to take everything from everyone. Every big player of the galaxy snatched up secret plans, documents, if leaked, could cause untold casualties, war between our factions of this alliance that we've tried to form to keep the peace, weapons, gold, enough to buy whole planets. All of it stashed somewhere, and the only lead that we had was sitting in that bubble, and you just snatched him out there and shot him in the head.
Well, I gotta say, all that treasure and things sounds pretty sweet, but
Well,
I
now
did
no
what was
one's gonna
important
get
to
it.
me.
We have no
Uh,
leads. It's over. You killed the only lead for everyone. Everyone's pirate journey is over. Does it feel good? Do you feel like a big
sounds like
man?
really all that sounds like is quitter talk to me.
Quitter dog. You think we haven't been looking? Do you have any idea of anything going on in the solar system outside of your little insignificant life? You worm.
I don't need to know. I don't need to know what else is going on. That's your life. That's everybody else's life. What I care about is my life. And I took care of something very important in my life. And so now I guess I'm just going to have to figure out where the rest of my life is going to lead. And, I was really starting to grow fond of the crew I was with, of being a pirate, really. And now you're bringing up this whole treasure thing, and that doesn't sound so half bad. And even if Fenris was the only lead on that treasure, I'm still glad I killed him. It was something I needed to do. And now it gives me some other goal to work towards, I think. That Boongazar's treasure. Ah, that sounds pretty great.
It does sound great. I wish you luck searching for it from inside that bubble, which is where you're going to stay and rot, you insolent little goon. You buffoon.
Well, if it wasn't my friends who sold me out here, then I don't know, maybe they'll come get me. At least Gold Cocaine would want to try. And if not, then I'll figure it out. I don't know. I've somehow found a way to keep living just to survive all this time still. And at this point, even after just a while, I think I came to accept that if I'm going to be cursed with that, I might as well do something with it.
Hmm.
So don't you worry. I'll find a way out.
I'm not worried about whether you have a sense of direction in life. You see, she says, "Listen, that all sounds great. I sincerely doubt any of your friends are going to be able to get you out of here. You have proven to be no help to any of us in our investigation, and we're further from the treasure than we've ever been. I have one last thing that I was asked to do directly by Prime Minister
Much
Sequence.
obliged.
Uh, please don't interrupt me. You see, she says, I have one last thing that was ordered me, by Prime Minister Sequence. He told me if, you are to take something of his, that he would like to take something of yours. and you see she nods over
What do
to
you
one
mean?
of the
You already
guards.
took all of my stuff, my clothes.
She says, "Oh, I was thinking something more permanent." And you see one of the guards walks over. You see he draws his like saber, and like with his other hand like grabs your head, and begins like lowering it towards your eye, and just slashes. And you feel just like this like sensation. You feel like hot blood like run down your, or cold blood. Shit, you're a lizard. I forgot. Cold blood run down your face. As this like scar is like slashed across like the front, and your vision goes blurry. Um, and she says, "Yes, the Prime Minister sends his regards. Take him back to his cell. I never want to see him again." And you see the guards like fucking pick you up once again, hoist you. You're free to like interrupt. By the way, I'm just like I'm just describing like yeah, but
Just imagine my character crying out in pain the whole time, I guess.
just ah! Give us a good. You gotta
Because
give us a
that,
good cry, a
because
good
that would
pain
hurt.
cry.
Oh, I was actually at one point earlier, like, tried to do a little cry out, but it, like, automatically, I guess, with the noise suppression or whatever, stopped it. So,
You can break us. Give us a take two. Break off with some of that magic.
okay, yeah, I'll see if it works.
I got enough of it to feel satisfied.
Did any of that go through?
It was I heard.
Okay, yeah, I'll just put it further away from my mouth, and maybe
I
the
want
mic
to
will pick it up then.
afterwards in the edit. I just want to take that one sound file and like repeat it over and over again, like extend it, like slow motion. Um, yeah, you see, you like crowd in pain as he like picks you up, and yeah, once again they're like putting the bag and the thing over your head, um, and taking you away. Does Kraype try to escape on the way back at all, or is he just kind of like writhing in pain, gets taken back to a cell type situation?
Oh, would definitely be writhing in pain. Um, by any chance, am I able to track, like, remember what path we're taking and get a sense for how I moved spatially
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one.
within the facility? I should have done that before, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, well, because I'm almost trying to give you like extra credit because you've been a lot. You're gonna have gone along the same path twice at this point. To see if you can remember the way between your cell and this like
Mm.
interrogation room. Yeah, go ahead, roll me a perception check. I'm gonna call it a DC 17 because it's pretty difficult to fully just like memorize a thing while you're blindfolded, but.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's just water. It's like you feel like you're on like a fucking one of those like water slides that's like completely enclosed, which is like boom boom boom, like you have no fucking idea.
With the tube. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Those are cool.
you feel your body like drop deposited, the um bubble ring once again snatched away from your face. You see they like leave the bag on you, even though you could take it off yourself. And they uncuff you, and then just like zip zip and close you in the bubble, and you're just like left on your back inside of your cell once again.
Is the snail still in here? All those urchins and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. You like kind of like slowly pull the bag off, and you see like the snails like crawling towards you.
Okay. Um, I'm going to collect them all into the bag that was on my head.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you kind of like get to your feet and like get them all. You realize you like miss a couple because you have like worse depth perception than before. Like you're still adjusting. Yeah,
Oh my God,
give you a
you're right.
sleight of hand check. Obviously, like they're slow moving slugs. Like you can obviously capture them all given enough time. This is just to see how much time it takes you to capture them.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, 27. Yeah, you're still fucking slick. You realize how much you really have been relying on your like ears and like all your senses when you're like making your quick fucking instinctive movements. But yeah, it's just like
mm,
a couple like ugh, as you're kind of reeling. Um yeah, you're left there. Um how does Kraype fare over like it's up to you. Like, how long do you think he waits? I'll say that the jellyfish is gonna come visit you like basically for like 3 meals a day, so you can
mhm.
um let me know like how many days you let go by, if any. Like, you could immediately start hatching a plan for escape, or like how does Crepes like go? Like, if you need to be like collecting like more and more information as you go, like we can play that out. But yeah, it's balls in your court.
I gotcha. Um, I think Crepe would just want to immediately get out. So
Yes.
next time jellyfish guy comes, well, firstly is I think before jellyfish guy comes, Crepe is going to check out the TV again, and then
Mm.
also take a moment to like flip off the camera that's in there,
Cool. You flip off the camera
just for
plus
her
one
own sense of
disrespect.
self satisfaction.
You feel very satisfied. Yeah. You watch the TV. If you're continuing to follow the news, um, uh, uh, you see continued reports. You see the prime minister sequence like talking on camera. He's like this like fish man with like he kind of has like a Freddie Mercury mustache, um, and this like extravagant kind of like green robes. You see him like talking, and tears kind of forming in his eyes as it's like cutting to pictures of his like framed pictures of his son, um, and talking about like the incident or whatever. Um, you see like continued uh updates, and yeah, you see there's just like this blonde orcish man, and it goes and shows like what seems to be the man's place of business. You see this man is complete uh like repeatedly being connected to Adelia Galadriel Warhog, who's like the president of Mars, um
Mm,
and just like showing him his like house. You see this like wooden kind of like weapon shop called Warhog's Warforge, somewhere on Mars. Um, and yeah, just lines between like him and Fenris.
cool.
But yeah, that's about what comes up in the news. I guess I don't know if you watch any other channels.
Um, I guess after like glancing some more cool info immediately, it'll just be like, how many more channels are on this? And then just kind of keep hitting the button in one direction
There are
until it
three
loops around.
channels.
What?
You quickly reach the same channel. You see that there is that.
What are the other two then?
One of them is like a underwater golf channel. Where they they have their like clubs, but they have to like it's like 360 gravity golf basically. Like they have to like turn like change the direction they're facing and just like whack the balls, and the balls have like water resistance, so they barely move any distance at all. And it looks like really fucking difficult. And it's like really slow and takes a really long time. And then you see the other seems to be this like what looks to be like these children's programming with these like different colorful like fishes, and this big like octopus. Like they're kind of like wearing suits, and they're like talking to each other and dancing and like singing like weird songs in like foreign languages.
Foreign languages, as in other than that language I was
Or
hearing
I
too,
mean,
but
same,
still
yeah,
ones I don't know.
fish people language,
Okay, foreign language.
foreign language.
I gotcha. Well, that's lame. What, they don't. This place doesn't have cable? It's just like. Just simple public broadcast?
Yeah, you sit there like watching TV for a little while. Yeah, jellyfish person comes back.
Oh,
See you like
actually,
what's up.
real quick, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask about. You said there was some sort of toilet-looking thing in here,
Yes.
or something. I imagine you were trying to say it was like a toilet. What exactly does it look like? How can I interact with this thing?
So it looks kind
How
of
do I
like the
use it?
it's a little bit higher up. The bowl is kind of like there's basically like this raised almost like shelf level on like the outer side of the donut. And you see it's like basically on the shelf, so you could like sit on this shelf essentially, but there's like a hole where the toilet would be. And yeah, you see there's like
Hmm.
this like small pipe that seems to be like leading out of the thing. Remember the rule of my
How
campaigns is
small?
I don't want to get too graphic about um definitely smaller than your body.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a water pipe in real life?
Yeah,
That's how big.
that's small. That is small.
It's not nothing. It is like something that leads outside of the bubble, but it's yeah,
I guess.
a
I
little more.
will. Okay, out of the bag, I will take the one slug I mentioned before and
Uh-huh.
put it in there and just be like,
Set it off to
maybe
freedom.
he'll, yeah, maybe he'll find freedom. That,
Okay.
or at the least, I kind of want to see what happens. It would be interesting.
Do
But
you flush him or just let
go
him
live
crawl
your new
down?
life. Um, it feels a little bit rude.
Cool, you let him go at his own pace.
Yeah, let him go at his own pace.
Beautiful. Yeah, you see the slowly kind of like crawls out. Um cool. Do you do anything else before Jelly Boy gets there?
Um, oh, you know what? I'll. Well, actually, what happened to that spare set of clothes? Is it still
Um
sitting in here somewhere?
yeah, it's
Is it
still
in
in there.
the
I think the
in between lock?
shirt got like ripped a little bit, but other than that, like they just left
Yeah.
it. They didn't.
Oh, well, if the shirt's already ripped up, then I'm going to use that shirt. Maybe I'll have to rip it up a little bit more and then kind of have it just as a strip of cloth that I can then tie around my head and face to cover up my now bare eye socket.
Oh, I see. You have kind of like a bandana type thing covering up your.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Excellent.
It'll do. It'll do for
It'll
now.
do. Soak up the fucking blood.
Hmm.
Yeah. Also, you were like
What?
immediately carried through a bunch of salt water, so there's some like it was stinking through
Ow.
there.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that can help with like disinfecting it.
Mm. It's not gonna get to infect
Maybe.
it, but it fucking hurts.
Ugh.
Um. Yeah. Cool. You have a little bandana. Kind of. I need art
Yeah,
of
and
fucking
now,
prisoner uniform Kraype. That's so fucking
oh,
funny.
he's got to look so
I
hard.
really wanna.
He's
I
got to look
really wanna
so
draw
hard
that.
right now. I'm good then. I'm good now.
Cool. Jelly Boy
I want,
returns.
yeah, Jelly Boy.
You see, he hands up. He has like a paper and like a note. You see written on the note with like kind of like bad grammar. It looks like he used like Google Translate or something. Um, you see written sorry about I they will question. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, sorry. I'm trying to think. How does a bad grammar person write? It's not like fucking.
Yeah, how would it?
It's like sorry
Think about
I.
your students.
Sorry I.
Okay, sorry, I.
And then it says uh 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 again question 7 days.
Uh,
And then it says
so they're questioning me again
wants
in 7
toys.
days?
Yeah, and then it
I'm
says wants
guessing.
toys.
Wants toys.
And then hands the pen to you to like write anything you would like on the paper if you would like, presumably to like for the jellyfish to translate later.
Um, hmm. Well, first I want to then see if I can case the jellyfish for, like you were alluding to, I was able to kind of deduce that they have some sort of key,
Mm.
like a fob or card or something. Can I check his person this time for that?
Uh
Or anything other than literally his hat? Because you said he wasn't wearing clothes.
Gotcha. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a. I'll say because the jellyfish is like handing you this paper and like asking you to write. If you give me a successful stealth check, then I will allow you to make a regular perception check. Otherwise, you'll have to do it with disadvantage to avoid being like noticed. Unless you don't care about being noticed, that you're like.
Um, oh, okay. Yeah, I'd rather not be noticed. I think I'll just like write something on the
Gotcha.
piece of paper.
Yeah, in that case,
Uh,
go ahead, give me a stealth check and see if you're successful. Then you manage to get a good look at him, even whilst like you know being compliant.
mhm.
That's a 9. So if you want to make any kind of perception check, it'll be with disadvantage if you want to figure out where the key might be.
I'll still do it.
Is that 5?
That is a 5.
Yeah, unfortunately, you don't manage to make out the key card anywhere on his person, but you are able to write stuff on this paper. Do you write anything on there?
Um, I write, please give me real food, not weird water creature things. Um, I want my real fucking clothes back. And what day is it already? Nobody has answered that.
Okay, gotcha. Um,
And then, ooh, yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Amazing. Cool. You leave it that Jelly Boy goes away. Do you do anything in between then and like the next time he comes?
Oh, and real quick, actually, relative to me, how big is Jelly Boy?
About the same size. Very small.
Oh, okay.
Does not look super strong either.
Mm, yeah, if we're about the same size, I guess not. But I'm not super strong either.
Or does not look like
Oh, maybe,
combat proficient.
yeah. Wonder how he got his guard job.
um,
Hmm.
Jelly Boy comes back the next morning, and has brought like a platter of what looks to be like potato chips and a hamburger to you.
Ah, sweet. Thanks, Jelly Boy. This is awesome.
Gives you that. On the paper you see written "Sorry, clothes." Um, as Jelly Boy does not seem to have approved
Of
your
course
outfit.
not.
And you also see Jelly Boy has written the date, which I don't really have like a solid date system
Okay,
in this
but
universe, but
yeah, just
from
relative.
when
Like,
you
lets my
yeah
character know.
from when you were last conscious and active, it's been like about 3.5 weeks.
Oh, geez, I was out for a really long time. What's even going on now? Um. Oh, I'll ask the Jelly Boy then. Like, hey, do you want to eat? Do you want to eat any with me too?
You like offer like a chip or something?
Um. Yeah.
Yeah, you see the Jelly Boy like curiously like accepts, takes a couple chunks, and then smiles and like hands out for another.
Another. Um. I'll take a step back and then put out my hand again.
Cool. Jelly Boy chomps on a second one and seems very happy and satisfied.
Oh, is he no longer hungry?
Uh,
Is he truly satisfied?
doesn't yeah, he seems happy. You deduce perhaps he already ate his lunch, but he was pleased to discover
Ah.
a new flavor.
Oh, fine.
I mean, if you
Um.
offer him more chips, he may
Well,
stay. If that's your
I,
angle.
I when when you said he took a second one after I was like, I take a step back, I was thinking maybe I could lure him in or closer to the cell.
I mean, do you want to try? If you hold out a chip that's
I
like
kind
out
of
of range.
exactly. That's what
Okay.
I kind of wanted to
Fuck it.
try.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I didn't understand what you were going for. Yeah. Go ahead. Give me a
And then
persuasion check. Yeah,
okay,
with advantage granted by the chips. You're using a useful tool, an
wow,
item.
they really are tasty, huh? What flavor are they?
They are, salt and vinegar. What else would you find by the ocean? So
Well,
yeah,
they got to get the vinegar, is all.
it's all they gotta get. That is a 25. Yeah, you manage with a few chips to lead Jelly Boy like further into your cell. Whereabouts do you lead him to?
I lead him over to the toilet.
Oh God. Okay.
It's
Okay.
still
You lead him
it's
over to the
still
toilet.
unused. It's still
Yes, that is
squeaky
true.
clean.
Squeaky clean. You lead him over to the toilet.
As I yes, I lead him over to the toilet. Um, and how do I want to?
It's gonna be some quick thinking.
Yeah. I'll stop right next to it with the chip, and then as he's taking the last steps to reach out for it, I will then just try and like get one of my arms behind him as his momentum is still going forward in hopes to catch him off balance.
Gotcha. Okay. Go ahead. So it's kind of like a trip.
Yeah.
move.
Well, I was torn in my head between just straight up tripping him or like trying to shove him,
Yeah, I
but
think the trip would
pretty
be
much
more
a
of a
trip move.
dexterous move, so we can go with that. So I'm gonna call this just like a
Mm,
dexterity competition.
okay, so just make a straight dex check
Uh, yeah, I
for
think
a
so, right? I don't
different
know of
thing.
any stats that would apply to that. So I got a 21. Uh-oh.
Oh man.
You can maybe call it sleight of hand. I don't know. Let's see.
Oh, good
23.
thing I'm the most
Oh,
dexterous cold. Good
clutched
thing
it.
I'm the most dexterous pirate on this side of the galaxy.
Yeah, you trip and you see there's like this
Even
like
with an eye out.
brief moment where it looks like he's about to slip out of the way. And yeah, you manage to like I think with the other hand like drop the trip and like grab his arm and yank him a little bit and get him and he falls into the toilet. Now's your shot.
Awesome. Well, I can hold it. Oh, is he? Since he's a jellyfish, I was thinking that maybe there'd be some like give to his body that would slurp a little bit and be stuck in the water pipe. Because even though we're about the same
Yeah, I mean
size, he is a
he is like
jellyfish.
slowly going down. Like he is slowly sinking.
Okay. As that's happening, I'm gonna just try and frisk him for any sort of key.
Cool. Where do you begin your frisk?
Um, well, the furthest up on him, like the closest towards his head as I can, because that part is slowly slipping away.
Cool. Yeah,
Since
you grab
he's gone head first, right?
Oh, he's gone head first. Gotcha. Yeah, okay, so you reach
Or
for
did
that
he go by
first.
his feet? I
I
my
figured he went
intention
by
was
his.
like to have him careen forward so that
Yeah,
his head went in first.
gotcha. Okay, so he went in head first. So yeah, you reach for the top first. You see you push his little sailor cap off. And your hand grabs around something like solid, and you grab
Oh
like
my
this
god, it
card.
was under the sailor cap. His
Of course,
only
where would he keep
article
it?
of
Where else would
clothing.
he put it?
Hidden away in his tentacles somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, it's right. It's underneath his little sailor hat. You grab the card.
Oh, awesome. You seem like a nice enough guy. You were just kind of in the way. So, sorry, Jelly Boy. I and then I put the sack of sea creatures that I had next to him, and I'm like, if you make it out, I mean, here's something to hold you over. Though I do take. Are there any Is there any urchins among them?
Yeah, there's some urchins.
Okay, I will take those for myself though.
Okay, cool. You hold on to the urchins. You take this key card. Are you immediately dashing to the doors?
Oh, actually, that and can I take his cap?
His cap? Oh, his sailor boy cap.
Yes, his
Of
little sailor
course,
boy cap.
of
Yes.
course. You don a little sailor boy's cap. And
Not my
you.
usual attire, but I do feel cute.
Amazing. Yeah, you dash for the doors. Uh, uh, Go ahead. Give me a raw. I'm gonna call this an acrobatics check, and I'm gonna contest it with a perception check of the cameras.
An acrobatics check. Okay.
I'm testing your speed right now. Actually, you could make it an initiative check.
If I just move initiative.
Even
Okay.
though we're not starting a combat, this would just be a check to see how speedily you move.
Yeah. If I move, I'll just move so fast that the cameras can't pick me up.
Okay, I got a 15.
Oh, I got a 14.
You see, Dart, you managed to open the first door. Just as you're about to open the second door, all of a sudden, like everything in your like little bubble starts flashing red, and you boop 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 boop. You are stuck between the two doors, between the outer door and the inner door. As your whole thing is like flashing red, and as you try to swipe the card
Oh.
to give yourself exit, you hear just like a like it like access denied.
Oh no. Oh no. Is there an electrical panel anywhere nearby? Are there any vents?
Ooh. Are there any vents?
Are there
I don't think there are vents. But you could try and like pry the electrical panel off here. Unfortunately, you don't
Okay.
have your thieves tools with you, so I think this would just be like a raw dexterity check. So no thieves tool bonus,
Okay.
unless you use the urchin as thieves tools.
I don't know how well that would work for prying open the electrical panel. Plus, that would probably just break the urchin.
You managed to pry off like the kind of like outer layer of this thing, but you're so like there are like a few exposed like kind of like wires and sensors, but like there's like a part that's just like too finicky that you can't get to like the underneath of it, if that makes sense.
What it's the wiring is too clustered and dense, and I can't break my way through it.
It's more like to it's too like thin of cracks to be able to get a claw in there and like rip off like
Oh,
the
you mean for
second
the
panel.
panel itself?
Yeah.
I guess I'll try the urchin then.
Cool. Urchin check. Go ahead and make one more dexterity check, I suppose.
The urchin did the trick.
Holy shit! With the urchin, you fucking unscrew like the lower layer of the paneling. You think that initial layer of wiring probably was just to do with like whether it would read the card or not. So like slashing it would just mean like it doesn't read the card, but that doesn't really help you. But taking off the second
No, I
layer of
just
paneling, you see there is like a just like shit ton of wiring that seems to be more linked to like powering the door and stuff. You can make an Arcana check if you want to figure out the right wire to cut, or you can just cut wires at random.
I'd like to at least try to Arcana check first.
Is that this 11?
It's an 11, yeah.
You know it was definitely either the red or the blue wire.
Okay. Okay, it was
You've narrowed it
definitely
down to 2.
one of the.
I'm gonna like
Well,
flip
okay.
a coin back here to figure out which one it is.
Well, the light is flashing red, so if I cut the red wire, that should do it.
Okay, I'm flipping a coin. If I get heads, then it's the red wires, and tails, I get the blue wire. Currently flipping.
Oh my god.
Okay. I know which wire it is. Which wire do you cut?
Cutting the red wire.
You see the panel just kind of like shorts and like electrocutes you. Go ahead, give me a con save.
Ah!
Oh, okay. You
That's a
take
6.
4 points of damage from the electric as it just frazzles you. Which, by the way, actually, you would have healed up the other damage you took on the previous day, because you managed to have a rest.
Oh, I did?
Yeah. You would have been able to sleep the night. So, it's just 4 damage currently.
Sleep my eye wound off.
Slip my eye off. Yeah. But yeah, you see you've cut the wrong wire and are currently like stuck here until guards approach.
Oh, you mean I couldn't just also then do the next one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess you could. I don't know how fucking security works.
Because if that, I mean, in character, if that's what happened, then I would just go, all right, I guess it's the other wire. So I'm gonna cut it anyway. I'm gonna cut the blue one now anyway.
Let's. I'm gonna roll a luck check to see if it works. You want 11 or higher. That's a
Ooh,
10.
come on, baby. Okay.
Okay, this is what I'm gonna say because it's so close. You like cut it and the shield starts like flickering. You think you could like just like take a dive through here, but it's probably gonna fucking frazzle you again.
Take a dive through? What do you mean?
Like you think you could just jump through the shield that is like turning off and on, but it's gonna like electrocute you again
Oh,
and probably hurt.
I'll do it anyway.
Cool.
What's that pain compared to the eye coming out?
You take a dive. Go ahead, give me another con save. That's another failure, so you're going to take.
That's a 6, but upside down.
Ooh, only 5 damage. So you take another 5 electric damage as you just get frazzled, like fucking tearing your way through this like shield. That was a good classic sound. And you take a deep breath as you plunge into water. Now I believe the rules for holding breath. I'm gonna just check real quick. It's linked to your Constitution modifier. What's your plus for Constitution?
My Constitution is a 14.
So it's a +2. So you can
It's
hold
a
your breath
+2.
for 3 minutes at a time, but then you need to come up for air, or you'll start taking
All
some
right.
damage. Your body will start flashing red like in a fucking underwater video game.
It'll play the Sonic Underwater for Too Long theme, and numbers will start to flash, counting down.
Gotcha. Okay, so you got 3 minutes. You like plunge down here. You're like now underwater, like looking around. Go ahead. Give me perception check. To see if you can figure out like which way you would be most beneficial for you to go. You find yourself kind of in a tunnel, so you pretty much got like left or right.
Okay. Oh, I did roll, not check. My mistake.
That is a 7. So you don't really know. This is again, it's going to be a 50-50 situation.
Oh, okay. Between whatever's in front of left, whatever it is, left.
Okay. You
I don't know.
quickly swim off to the left, and as you turn the corner, you like briefly like glance back and see that you've made the right decision. As a bunch of guards come from the right side, to
Yay.
go investigate your cell. So good job. Good luck. You hardly swim out there. As you continue to swim straight down this hallway, you can feel yourself starting to run out of breath. You see above you is like row after row of these like bubble cells. Go ahead. You can make perception checks to see if you can like get any image of like what kind of prisoners are in those cells, if you want to decide, because that's pretty much the only place you would have to come up for air.
Oh, sorry. What check did you?
Another perception check.
Okay. getting even worse.
You're like, your vision is just so I mean, you have like actively salt water in your eyes. You're just like, yeah, your eye. Um, as you try your best to like swim through. Yeah, you're just kind of like taking a gamble. So I guess give me a number 1 through 5.
1.
1. Okay, cool.
Feeling
Uh,
like number 1.
you pop your head. You
I hope.
scan the card. And take a breath. And you are in between the two doors in this bubble. So the prisoner is on the other side of the other door. And you see this like big buff looking like hammerhead shark dude like look down at you. And just be like, "What's up?"
Hey, you want to get out of here?
Obviously.
Yeah, well, if you want to get out of here, then you're doing it with me. All right?
All right.
No funny business.
No funny business. Give me an insight check. $13. Yeah, you think this guy is like is not going to give you any funny business. He wants to get out. He's not fucking around.
Yeah, he's not? All right.
Cool.
So what did they get you for?
Being fucking awesome. Flexes.
Oh yeah, me too. Think we'll get along.
No, I was a
I'd let him
hitman.
out.
You let him out. He's like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" And you take another and hop back in. Let me know if you hop into any more cells. Like, do you just start releasing prisoners?
No,
Or are you just
when
gonna
you
wait
said
until...
it was a when you said it was a hammerhead shark type guy, I want to let him out if he's not gonna kill me, because I would believe that he's a better swimmer than me. So I'm just gonna like grab on to his fin
Hey,
and
okay,
let him do the rest of the swimming.
cool. You grab on. You see he goes, "Where to, Captain?"
I don't know, just out, away.
Fuck yeah! He just starts swimming.
I
At
don't
full
live
speed.
here. It was just a short visit. Unscheduled one.
He starts swimming and attempting to escape. You go ahead and see that there is like a you seem to be approaching like a big door, which looks like it's probably the exit of like where the holding cells are. There is like a place to scam with like a key card, but you can also yeah, I don't think you need a perception check. You can kind of like peer through the cracks and see that there seem to be like guards stationed on the other side of the door.
Ooh, okay.
You can give me a perception check if you'd like to search for any other shit around here, but yeah. You see the shark says, "All right, what's the plan?"
Well, since you're so awesome and a hitman, you'd have no trouble taking those guys out, right?
Probably.
All right, so do your thing.
All right, here I go.
Oh boy, here he goes killing again.
Here I go, kill it again. Do you open the door then?
Yeah, let him run wild.
He just starts like swinging his head around violently. Just go, nah! What's he called? What's his name? Fuck. It can't be the hammer. That's too stupid.
Wait, by name, do you mean like his hitman name, or
Yeah, it's his
what
hitman
he
name.
would go by? Like it, um, uh,
The mallet.
Flathead. Oh, the mallet.
You mess with the mallet, you get the hammer. And he starts fucking flailing around to create a distraction. Do you enter this combat at all, or are you trying to just like sneak past?
I'm sneaking past.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, give me a stealth check. With advantage granted you by the hammer.
The mallet.
The
Oh, have
mallet.
you now?
God damn it, the mallet. That's Dr. Mallet to you.
Wait, he's got a doctorate?
Let's see, 12 on stealth. Is that gonna... Ooh, yes, that is actually gonna work. You manage to evade these guards and quickly swim by. You are left once again. This time you have 3 paths that you could take: left, right, and center. You can give me a perception check to try and see what's down any given way.
All right, I got you.
Okay, you don't have the best view. You look to the left and you see that there seems to be like a hallway, kind of like tunnel with like a bunch of like lasers on it. Like there's some like fucking Ocean's 11 shit going on down there. You look to the right and seems that it seems that there seem to be like more rooms and stuff like that, more of these bubble rooms in like different areas of the facility. Looking straight out to the center, you see it seems to like open up like a big kind of like hangar with different kind of like underwater ships.
Straight ahead it is then.
Cool. You swim straight ahead, and you enter into this like shipyard. Do you just go for like the closest ship to you, basically? I think they're all probably pretty uniform. Well, there's probably some bigger like luxury ones like over a ways that are look like they're for more fancy people, but then there also seem to be like just standard uniform ships that are like owned by the prison.
Do I see guards in the way between me and the luxury ships?
You see that there seem to be like different people in suits like standing nearby the luxury ships. Probably at least a couple guards around there, but they seem to be like going on and off. And you glimpse Cordelia Thames as well.
Oh no, never mind. I'm not messing around with her. No, sir. I'm just gonna take the closest ship then.
Okay, cool. You hop
I think that'll piss her off enough.
The closest ship. Go ahead, give me a once again a dexterity check with advantage granted to you by the urchin to pop the door on this thing. It's a 21, 22. Yeah, you pop the door open once again with the urchin, and climb inside of the ship. Hop inside of like the pilot ship, the pilot seat. You see, this is like a very small, like round ship with these like weird, like electric kind of like tentacles coming off the back. I guess you would try and hotwire it.
Ooh, freaky.
Perhaps. I mean, Kraype must have hotwired a ship before, right? This gotta be in his skill set.
Yeah, like some junkers.
Okay, give me just like a sleight of hand check. Sorry, did you already roll it? Yep. Okay.
Oh
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry.
it's an 11.
It's an 11. Yeah. You uh managed to like power up the ship. You see it like sputters a little bit. Which like quickly glancing out the window, it looks like seems to draw a little bit of attention. Um. So you've lost the element of stealth for a little bit. Let me know if you're just trying to like blast out of here as quick as possible, or if you're like shooting
Ah,
people to give
great.
yourself cover fire, or like how you're gonna approach this.
Are there weapons on the ship?
Yeah, there seems to be like a single like pew 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 little blaster on there,
Hmm.
like a TIE fighter thing going on.
Nah, I'll just fly the ship.
Cool.
Oh,
You.
actually,
Sorry, go ahead.
actually, no, 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 no. I think what I'll do is I'll just blast all of the other ships that are in there.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead and start like destroying all of the other guard ships. You hear like, "Hey!" And she's just like, "Pew pew pew." Start blasting at him. Um, I think you probably get to the area where like the luxury ship is with the people there, and you see it starting to power on. Do you go that far, or do you like veer out before you get there?
Nah, I'm going that far.
You go that far? Okay, cool. Do you take
Mhm.
aim at Cordelia?
Mm, I think I would.
All right. Go ahead. I'm gonna say. Sorry, I have to like get some ship stats. Some ship stats up for you. Um, for this baby ship. God damn it.
Like shooting a ship that's a baby, which is fine by me.
Fine by me. Yes, here we go. Thank God. Okay. Man, this is not worth it, but I just have to have some numbers to run this. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, give me a d20 plus 5. 7. You see, you
Wow,
blasted the
garbage.
ship. You like definitely blow some holes in the side of this like luxury ship and kill like a couple people. But you see, Cordelia herself is able to like jump and dodge out of the way and like lock eyes with you again as you're like making your arc out of here.
I oh yeah, I'm just going to wave my hand like where it's just kind of the fingers going up and down over the palm, and then bye bye.
You do a little bye bye taunt. You hear just like "Curse you, Kraype!" as you fly out of the fucking hangar.
Now
Um,
she's got the name right.
and yeah, you just fucking go ahead. Give me a. I want to get a boost check. So that's gonna be a
Boost check.
just a flat d20. 17. Yeah, you blast off, leave them in the dust before any of them can catch up with you. And you quickly head away from this underwater base. Where are you headed? Are you headed towards like city, like civilization on Jupiter? Are you just trying to get off planet? What's your like direction with this thing?
Um, well, can I actually check the ship for fuel? Like
Yeah. Let's
before that's
see. That would definitely be an important thing to do. Go ahead and roll me 4d4. 8. So you have 8 days in space on this thing.
8 days in space. No, that's enough. Would I be? I guess I could make it to one of Jupiter's moons, but outside of that,
Yeah, Kraype would also know he could try and make it to. There are these things called Moore gates, which are like little teleporter things.
mm,
Um, however, he would have to like either try and like bust through and like potentially involve himself with like more space cops, like guarding those areas, or like have a successful like alibi and like passport and that kind of thing. And you've like escaped without your like shit, so you don't even have your ideas Kraype. And but also like if you were to be like, I'm
true.
Kraype, one of the most wanted people, like also probably wouldn't be great. But yeah, it's up to you. And then I'm also gonna look up like how many days it would take you to get to the nearest planet here. Um, other because you could definitely go to one of Jupiter's moons, no doubt. Just 1 second. Oh, that's annoying. God damn it. Well, hold on though. 50 days. Okay. Sorry, I should have had all
the
this shit pulled up.
calculation's not working.
Yeah, like I have like an old version of the spaceship thing that's like view only because my university account was destroyed in
Oh, that, yeah.
the
Oh, I feel that.
the Great Slaying. Okay, this should work.
The purge.
The Purge. Just trying to keep it canonical.
Oh.
Please work. Please be
Because, I mean, considering I was on the prison on Jupiter, I think I would want to avoid staying on Jupiter itself, if
yeah.
possible. So I'm thinking one of the moons. I don't think I'm well equipped enough to go to a Moorgate like you were saying.
Yeah, no, that
Uh,
definitely makes sense.
I guess
Um,
what are my options with the moons? That's
uh,
what I'm
and
wondering.
I would love to tell you, man. I would just love to let you know. Come on. Wow. Maybe this will work. Let's see. We're good. I can tell you moons real quick. You know the big moons that are known of Jupiter. Europa is a big one that's kind of like known
Okay. Oh, is
for.
it? Are we? So, are we talking like all of the Galilean moons,
Yeah, thanks for knowing them. So the big ones like
the
Io,
big ones?
Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto would be the big ones. Um,
Hmm.
Io, as being like this kind of like well, actually, probably give me history checks on them.
Ooh, sure.
Just like a broad history check to see how much Kraype knows about that kind of stuff, and then I can tell you you know some other details. Um, a 16, that is actually pretty good. So I will say okay. First of all, I will say it would take you 7 days to get to Mars, so you could actually make it.
Really?
Yes. You could make it to Mars.
Hmm.
You would not be able to make it to Saturn, I don't think. Let's see, that would be. Yeah, that would be 9 days, unfortunately. But
I don't believe that.
you could get to Mars. Um, uh, uh, in terms of the moons and what you know about them, Io, as being like a kind of like war-torn planet. There's like a bunch of different kingdoms of Leonin, which are like the lion people that kind of fight for dominance there. So it's kind of like a more medieval type moon. Um, Europa is definitely the most famous, as it's often advertised as like a vacation spot. But it's like grassy, like fertile planet, very beautiful. And there's lots of like satyrs, centaurs. It's kind of like a peaceful type area. Um, Ganymede is a sprawling planet of mazes where the minotaurs live. Um, it's just like fucking covered in like labyrinths, like the whole planet over. Um, and then Callisto is like this mysterious kind of like barren planet where there's not really known to be a whole lot of life. And I was saying planet, but I meant moon every time.
They're celestial bodies.
Celestial bodies. It's a barren body. And then in terms of the cruise location, Kraype, I don't remember if he had a phone, but even if he did have one, it's like not on him right now. I'm trying to think, like, yeah, like I feel like the only lead he would really have on like the location of the crew, unless he's like memorized someone's phone number of one of the members of the crew, I feel like that seems pretty unlikely. I'm not saying that he ever.
That's not happening.
I'm not saying that he had a cell phone either, so I don't think he would. Um, uh, 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 so I feel like the only lead would be like that Warhog's Warforged place that he saw on TV. So yeah, it's like hiding out on one of these
Yeah, and if
moons
that's,
or going to Mars and trying to find this like
if,
person that's
I
like
mean, when you
connected.
said Mars was in range, I think that made up my mind. I want to try and head for there.
Excellent. Cool. You head the ship. You're alone in space for a few days. Uh, uh, you I'm gonna say that you packed a couple of bags of chips that you kind of make last, but it's some pretty lean pickings. You see, this ship doesn't seem to have been stocked with any sort of food. Um, uh, uh, as you make your way across, and eventually approach Mars.
I should have ate that burger.
As you pop out, whereabouts do you settle on Mars? Do you go for like kind of city outskirts so that you can make your way in, or do you like I realize I don't have my Mars background ready, but I'll get rid of the Jupiter background. uh, do you?
I definitely don't want to go straight into a population center. I would want to start on the outskirts.
Cool. Yeah, you kind of like park the ship in the outskirts and hop out, still in this like prison's uniform with the little like bandana around your eye, um and start making your way through the desert. Do you stop at any like buildings along the way? You see, there's like you're kind of looking at like
If there
mostly
are
like
any, then
farms and stuff like that out here. There's a couple like taverns and stuff.
hmm. um, I guess I'll probably see if I can snatch some grub or maybe some clothes from a random farm that I pass by.
Uh, cool. Are we talking stealing? Because I don't think you have any money.
Yeah, we're talking stealing.
Fuck yeah, we're talking stealing. Cool.
Because I need food, and they grow it. I mean, so they'll have more.
Cool. Yeah, you approach one of these farms while it looks like the coast is clear. Go ahead, give me a perception check, to kind of case the joint. Also, definitely with disadvantage because you're in the fucking sun. Sorry, I forgot that.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, even with disadvantage, that's a 13. Yeah. So with a nat 20 on stealth, you have full access. You see that they have like a pantry, and like a fridge in there that seems to be full of like all sorts of like regular food, that you could dig
Mm-hmm.
into. They also have like stores of like corn. It seems like they're corn farmers, so you could definitely get a bunch of corn. And you also go into the wardrobes. You see that there's like just the full outfits of this like farmer and her wife laid out there that you can piece together something. So tell me what Kraype comes out looking like and what he eats and takes with him. Because nat 20, you have fucking free roam.
Mm-hmm. Um, it's, well, I'm taking a bunch of the regular food. I'll at least like try some of the corn because
Mm.
it's there, but it's boring. It's corn, so I'm just not gonna bother with it. I'm gonna get the real food that they got. And then as far as the clothes go, I'm if they have like a straw hat, I'm definitely taking that.
All right, you gain a
And
straw hat.
and overalls, I'm gonna get like some denim overalls, and I know they're gonna be too big for me. And so in all of that extra space is where I'm going to wedge the food that I got.
So you have like these big chunky pans with like a bunch of food in it that you're like waddling around.
Yep.
Holy shit. You waddle out like just like a triangle. Like you're just like little lizard
And
like arms at the
I
top
guess
and
if
then
they've
just you.
got if they got like a couple of small tools, handyman stuff, then
Ooh,
I'll bring some
yes.
of those along.
Very smart. Yeah, you have a kind of makeshift set of thieves tools. So you can feel free to roll as if you have
Hmm.
thieves tools. Um cool.
And then just a knife,
Yeah, and definitely a knife you grab.
like get some sort of weapon.
Cool. So you got a dagger, you got some thieves' tools, you got big pants full of big cumbersome pants full of food.
Big old
Um,
pantaloons, yeah.
so definitely, if you're gonna be doing like sneaking stuff, you'll need to jump in and out of those. And a straw hat to kind of conceal your identity, and you shovel on out, and the farmers are none the wiser. Um, Excellent, cool. Do you continue to walk your way to town?
Um, maybe I'll hmm.
Just trying to like hitch a
Well,
vehicle or something.
how far was the farm away from the ship? Could I just like stop by real quick?
Uh, yeah, I guess you could head back to the ship. Sure.
Okay, I'll dump all of my food off at the ship.
Gotcha. Um, so you jumped
Ooh,
off there.
retroactively, actually, I would like to have brought a single corn cob with me.
Okay, cool. And you dumped that off as well,
I'm gonna keep that in my pocket.
just in it's a secret tool that we'll use later.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Okay, cool. You dumped the food. Are you still wearing big baggy overalls then, or was that the?
I, well, yeah, of
Okay,
course.
excellent. Okay, so
Why would I ever change out of them?
yeah, so you waddle towards the city with your big fucking baggy overalls and your straw hat and your corn cob in your
Hmm.
pocket and your knife
Like
and your
corn
fucking
cob
toolbox
pipe.
of tools in your pocket. Holy shit. This is amazing. Yeah, you waddle into town.
Hmm.
Where do you go? Do you go straight for Warhog's Warforge? Do you make any other stops? You are
Mm,
you're now approaching the city of Ares, so this is like the capital of the free world, like huge, just like people going to or fro, like very busy. It's got like a very like you know desert town vibe kind of on the outskirts, but the further you go in, it's more like city deluxe cars, like you know commoners bumping elbows with rich people, you know.
yeah. I guess I'll head straight for the forge.
Excellent. As you head for the Warforge, go ahead, give me a perception check once again with disadvantage. That's a 4. Okay. As you approach, you don't realize until you get much closer. You smell like kind of like the scent of like smoke. As you're like kind of right approaching the door, and you, as you like peer through, you see the building is on fire.
What? What? I'm I, I'm no smith, but I don't think that's how you're supposed to do it.
uh, you as you have like walked up, you hear just like this weird kind of like scuttling behind you, and you look over and see this like weird kind of like scorpion shaped like robot, just kind of like peering out at you with like these like two like big kind of like zooming magnifying eyes. And you
Ooh.
see it like peers out and just goes like, "Hello."
Hey.
I've seen you on the news.
And I've seen you in my nightmares. What about it?
You're one of the Foo Fighters? No.
The what?
The Foo
I
Fighters. They follow Captain Foo.
I didn't realize we had a name for it like that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, who's asking?
Aha. Well, they call me Scorpionox.
Uh, and when you say they, you don't mean just you, right?
Everyone calls me Scorpionox.
Everyone?
Well, some people call me annoying, untrustworthy,
Oh, you don't say.
scabby,
Mm.
loud, obnoxious.
Oh, well, thank you for sharing. Speaking of sharing, you mind telling me why this place is on fire?
A bad man has come by. He's still wandering around. I would keep your head down if I were you.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to do that anyways. And what's your deal? What are you doing here?
I lived here. I suppose lived, as it's soon to be ashes.
And you didn't do anything about that?
I just like to watch.
Well, find it a bit hard to believe that you live here, or lived, and just watch it set on fire? What's your deal?
I have no loyalty to that man who owned this place. I merely toyed with him for many years, and now I will find someone else to toy with.
Yeah, you're a real freak.
Why, thank you.
So you know about Fu and all those people?
Yes, she lived here for quite some time.
And do you know where she's living now?
No, but he does.
You mean the guy who's in there and on fire?
Oh, he's not on fire. He's getting away. Look at him. And you see, he points over and you see just this tall, orcish, elvish man with blonde hair that you'd seen on TV so many times, just like sprinting off. I'd catch him if I were you.
Well, I gotta... Yeah, no shit.
Bye bye, ta ta.
I guess can't get caught on fire or don't. I don't care.
Maybe
See
I
ya.
will. Me.
don't miss it that much.
Okay, cool. Do you sprint after Cinch?
Yes.
You see Cinch quickly rounds a corner, um, and descends like this like thing of steps, and he throws like this kind of like cellar door looking thing close, but like leaves it unlocked. So you see it's kind of like on the side. It's almost like a sewer panel on the side of the street, but it's just like a big kind of like iron door that he just like slams closed.
Really? Is um I guess that's into a building or a structure?
It seems to go underground.
Oh, it goes underground.
Yeah, it's a very like
Okay.
nondescript looking cellar door.
Okay. I'm just gonna open it up and go after him then.
Cool. You sprint down the stairs. You see that he is has slammed the door shut and is firing up this like little spaceship that looks like a little tiny like warthog. Like it's kind of shaped like this
Like a
like
little warthog.
green pig, and it has like these like kind of spikes that look like tusks coming out the front. You see it's like facing away from you, but you see like in front of it like just like a sliding thing begins to open, like getting ready for him to like take off.
Hey, wait!
Uh, the ship looks like it is taking off. He doesn't look like he can hear you. Do you what do you do?
Um, the wait, is the ship door already closed then?
The door of it appears to be closed.
Okay. Well, I'm going to still run over towards the ship and throw an urchin towards the windshield of it.
Um, you see yeah, I guess give me a do you have you can you make like a knife throwing check? That would be good. Like a knife attack.
Uh, a knife attack.
Is that a nat one?
That's a that one.
Okay. Um okay.
Ah.
Cuz I want to I think this is a perfectly timed nat one, and I think this will be a good way to wrap up the session for you and get us back to the present day. Um this is what happens. You chuck the urchin. Um you see it like uh 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 I'm trying to figure out the best way for this to happen. Um you see it like flips it like bangs onto the side of the ship, which like somehow like engages like the wings that like flip out. You see the urchin like bounces back, hits you in the head. As the wings expand, one of them like hooks onto your like overalls, which just kind of like lifts you up in the air as the ship begins to like take off. Um, uh, and yeah, as you see there, it seems like there's like a crevice you could maybe try and like crawl in here, but like you're like stuck here like as the ship like begins to lift off into the air.
Oh, god damn it. Why am I always being carried around without my consent?
You see now that the ship is like taking off into the sky and you're being like carried up in the air. Do you go for the crevice?
Yes,
As you
I
slide into
absolutely
this
do.
compartment where the wings were, and kind of like hole up, and try and like stick your head in to make sure you're not like getting just fucking direct space exposure. Um, you hold up, you feel like warmth inside of like the body of the ship, like in the engine or whatever. And I
Mm-hmm.
think you just kind of like slowly, like before you can even realize, are just like breathing in like the fucking carbon monoxide, and just like pass out again inside of the ship. Um, and that's I think that's probably the best way to wrap it up. And then next time you can wake up uh,
Again,
at your destination.
another nap.
It's Kraype, everybody. He's back. It's Kraype. All right. That will be all for the stream today, I believe. Thanks, everyone, for watching. And I hope you're looking forward to next week because it's going to
I'm
be
in
cool.
disbelief. You really put me to sleep again.
Listen, there's the only way to make the plot work, all right? We got to keep putting Kraype needs his bedtime.
Yeah, I guess he's got to sleep that eye injury off.
Kraype abuse, Kraype abuse, hashtag Kraype abuse. Get in the comments. Thank everyone for watching, and I hope you have a fucking wonderful Tuesday. Goodbye.
Wait, it's not Tuesday.